Okay, so we've opened up the P5 editor and we have this initial sketch, and you can see the editor, it suggests some kind of weird title. This will be a new one every time you start a sketch, so it's quite random. You can give it your own title if you like, whatever you're into. But let's see what the meat of the sketch is, and it is in fact this piece of code. And you can see there's two functions, as it's called. There's setup and there's draw. And the idea is that everything within this, the setup code block, is executed at the start of the sketch when the sketch is run. And the thing in the draw function or draw loop, that's performed every time a new frame is drawn. That is, it's executed 60 times a second, right? So let's see what happens if we start this sketch, and we can press the play button here to see what happens. And over here in the preview window, you can see, well, something did happen, but maybe not that much. You can see we got this square over here. And why is that? Well, this is known as a canvas, and this is where all the graphics and everything we do will appear. And we want it to be 400 pixels wide and 400 pixels tall. Right, so this is what the create canvas function does. It takes these two arguments or parameters, and those will then make this canvas over here. If we wanted to, we could make it wider. Maybe if we wanted something that's 500 wide, then you can see correspondingly it will get wider over here. We have the canvas, and it's made only once because it's in the setup function. What about the draw loop? So we see there's this background function or background command here, and it takes this parameter. So the question is, what is this parameter? And it turns out there's several ways to call the background function, but basically what it does is it fills the canvas with a given color. If you pass just one argument, as we do here, it's a number between 0 and 255. And it is basically a grayscale. So the higher the number, the closer to white. So 0, that means basically no color, so that will make a black canvas. And if we turn it all the way up to 255, which is the maximum, you'll get a completely white canvas. And maybe not that easy to see, but it's there, yeah. And we can then do anything in between, right? So if you want a light gray or dark gray, it'll be something like this. What if we want to have something a little less gray, a little bit more fun? Well, then we can pass 3 arguments, right? And these will correspond to red, green, and blue. So for instance, if we want red, a pure red color, we turn red all the way up to 255, the maximum, and we want no green and no blue. In this case, we will get a red color. Maybe if we wanted to have a green color instead, we'll turn the green all the way up. And of course, you can choose any kind of color or numbers, sorry, in between. You can get any kind of color. So maybe you're sitting here, I'm not really sure how to get this or that color. Maybe you really want a very specific color, and I've got news for you, good news for you. There is this thing called the color picker. I've just chosen the one you get if you Google color picker, but I'm sure there's more out there. So here you can kind of change what is called the hue, but it's what we would probably call the color in everyday language. And then once we pick one, we can change the shade of it basically up over here. And you can see, for instance, if you want, say this is just a favorite color, then you can see the RGB code is down here. So we can copy that, and then we can put it back into our background function. And Bob's your uncle, right? There you get exactly the color you want. Okay, so that was a quick introduction to creating a canvas and coloring it. See you in the next video.